get to it. Stand over there and let me see. Lift it a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Okay. I think that'll work. Okay guys, if you're watching this, you clicked on, you know that today we're gonna tackle some maintenance on this Jeep LJ. I got my friend Bobby here, and he decided that it might be a little too expensive to have the mechanic do it. And if you guys know anything about Jeeps, the prices add up super quick when it comes to maintenance. So today we're gonna show you how to do a full tune-up on your Jeep, LJ, YJ, TJ, whatever kind of variety.
J's.
All the J's, all the Jeep J's. So without further ado, let's dive in. For the tune-up today, we're going to go through checking the air filter, changing spark plugs. This Jeep actually has an oil leak from the valve cover up top, so that will lean into us doing an oil change. So we have air filter, spark plugs, oil change. We're going to check all the other miscellaneous fluids, make sure everything's looking good, topped off, check all the joints, grease everything up, and make sure this thing is ready to go for a few thousand more miles. All right, let's dive in. Bobby's going to be doing the work. I'm just going to be helping him along the way. We're going to start. We'll check the air cleaner. I'll show you what that looks like. Super easy. That's something that automotive places are always going to charge you like crazy for. We'll get all the things pulled off the top of this valve cover, get that replaced, change the oil, and walk through that process. So first things first, let's make sure the air filter is good. To check your air filter, you're just going to pull these caps off real quick, and then you can pull that up, kind of work that out of the way. And then you can see in here, this one looks almost brand new. So if you need to, you'll just pull like this, and it slides right out. So you can look, I mean, that's a pretty clean air filter. So we're not gonna worry about changing it today, but that's as easy as it is to change your air filter. Done. Done. All right, now let's get the whole box removed and out of the way. There we go. We got this entirely taken off, so you can see all the hoses here, all the throttle cable lines, all of that's been removed off the top of this. So now we have access to this valve cover that we need. And you can see the only thing on this later model here is there's a bracket right back here. So we're gonna have to take these bolts off as well to get this wiring loom loose. But with everything cleared out, we should be about ready to go ahead and change this valve cover. But we got everything unbolted here on the valve cover, everything removed. The tricky part on this LJ is actually back here. This wire loom is like really tight, hugging that component there, but we should be good to go. So, all right, Bob, this is your project. So let's see if you can get this valve cover off.
All right, so I'm just pulling.
Yeah, and just
this guy?
Yep, so it should be loose.
Yeah.
And then see, it should kind of wiggle up, and just be careful not to use, and don't break those plastic pieces.
Oh gosh. Let's see.
You'll kind of have to maneuver and wiggle around some stuff.
Let's see. This might. Well, I don't want to. That is. It seems like
bolts, did we?
I don't think so. But come here real quick, Tyler. It seems like this guy is blocking us picking that up. So maybe we did miss something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's hitting right there. Okay, well, so guys, don't miss this bolt right here on the front corner. So let's get that removed, and then we'll give Bobby a take two.
Taking this thing out.
Well, we'll find out. So there you go, guys. Now we should have all this extra room up here to get the valve cover out. Let's see what kind of damage Bobby can do.
Take three. Let's see.
We're gonna have to trade. It needs to come up and out.
Yeah, betrayed.
Okay, it wasn't Bobby, it was me. In typical fashion, the things you can't see are what gets you. So we got all of the bolts out of the valve cover, except for there's one way back here behind this wiring loom that we probably aren't going to be able to see on camera. But we're going to try to get a wrench back there, get that last bolt out, and I think this thing should come right out. Let's get that done, and I'll give Bobby a redemption try.
Moves, but I feel like I'm still gonna get stuck right here.
Yeah. Okay, so we got it off. We did have to move a couple things to get it out of the way. It did take Bobby and I both, so we didn't film pulling it off. But you can see the valve cover is now off. This is that gasket that we're going to be replacing right here. And so the only important thing here is that you want to make sure that we reorient it the same when we reinstall it. But honestly, it does look like it's going to be keyed and indexed here with these pieces. So we're going to pull this off. We're going to clean all this up really well. And then from there, we're going to reinstall the valve cover and do an oil change. So here we go.
Try.
All right, Bob, where are we at? You know where we're at?
We're here. Okay.
Okay, so we got the valve cover all cleaned up. Now we've got the gasket, and so we can see that gasket's just going to get slapped on here. And then we'll get the valve cover reinstalled. I'll go through the torque sequence and all that good stuff. So, all right, Bob, let's see what you got.
Let's see it. I gotta probably get closer in on here. All right. This dang thing. Dude, that's been the only annoying part I feel like is this guy. But,
all the wiring, yeah.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's been, can I say fun? I've had a good time.
I don't know. Is that what you're going to say?
That was what I planned on saying. I've had a good time.
I was going to ask you here in a minute. I'm going to rate this like 1 to 5, but we probably should wait till we get the whole thing done. Then you can
Sure, but I mean, I'm
tell me how you feel.
in advance. 10 out of 10, a good time.
Okay. Well, that's really what matters. I mean, why not have a good time? Okay.
Also,
so there, and it looks like, did it key in on those little?
Yeah, it sure did. That's easy.
You know, there's another one back there somewhere, but okay. All right, Bob.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and get the rest installed.
Keep going.
Keep going. All right. So, as you can see here, threw on the engine or the oven degreaser and scrubbed it down real good, and so now it's all nice and purty.
Even has a sticker on it.
Yeah, Bobby didn't even know. I don't know what the sticker is supposed to say, but there you go. And then we got this cleaned up, all the little other pieces. So, all right, Bob, it's on you again. And so now that this is in, the gasket is down there. There's these little gaskets like this, and these little metal plate pieces that are going to go like this. And so those two come together just like so to seal up each of these. And then these are going to sit in just like that right there. And then we're going to take our bolts and we're going to put those in again. Okay. And then we're going to torque them down to 85 foot-pounds, or inch-pounds, not inch-foot, inch-pounds. 85 inch-pounds, and it's a very specific sequence. I'll upload the photo for that so you guys can see it. But let's go ahead and get all of these in and installed, and then we'll move on to the spark plugs. For these late model inline sixes, they moved from spark plug wires and a distributor to this coil pack system that just plugs in. So with that, it's going to be 4 half-inch bolts. We'll get that shown get that pulled out. If you do have the earlier style with actual spark plugs, a tip for you guys is I would say take some tape, label each one so you remember which cylinder they go to so you don't get them out of order, or just do them one at a time. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and get these 4 bolts pulled out of this coil pack, pull the coil pack, show you what that looks like, install the new spark plugs, make sure they're gapped correctly, and put it all back together. So here we go. The late model, you can see it's got this coil pack style like that. You can see right in there, there's that boot, and the spark plug's going to attach right in there. So we'll show you what that looks like once it's pulled. But all right, Bob, just pull it out. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit, and away you go, man.
Okay, I think it's gonna happen. Okay, so it does kind of come out. Those little bitty.
So there you guys go. You can see here, pull that down just a little bit, Bob. Let me show them. Yeah. So if we look at it, you can see there's all your spark plug boots, that whole coil pack. And then if we look down here, there's all your spark plugs. So we're going to go ahead and get those pulled and replaced and then reinstalled. Should be a pretty quick job. There we go. Getting all them bad boys pulled.
We got them all, I believe. Let's see. Oh, one more.
One more. How many are there, Bobby?
There are 6.
Yeah,
1, 2,
good
3,
job.
4, 5. Yeah, okay. That was a quiz question of the day.
Yeah, that's 6-cylinder. And then if you look right here, 0.035 gap on the spark plugs. So we'll check those using one of these. Little focus. Using one of these. And here's the spark plug. They're all supposed to be pre-gapped to that already, but we'll just make sure. Get those done and put installed. And that's that for the spark plug. We have changed the valve cover gasket, done the tune-up with the spark plugs, checked the air filter. We went ahead and cleaned out the throttle body. That's really easy. Just spray some pieces in there, make sure it's clean. If there's any grit, get rid of it, wipe it out. The only last few things that we want to check is the serpentine belt. Look for any visible cracks, wearing, anything like that, especially if you're hearing some noises. Check that out. If that's something needs to be replaced, I'm sure there's plenty of great videos on YouTube. Then make sure you have plenty of fluids for your power steering. Coolant fluids look good, those look clean. Brake fluids, just go through, check all those, and if those need changed, go ahead and complete those services as well. Those aren't things that we need to do on this Jeep today. Everything looks good, but we are going to go ahead and change the oil. So let's show you how to do that. We're going to drain it. We'll take the oil filter out, put new oil in, and you should be good to go. Oil changes are pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but it can save you a lot of money.
I'll work at now.
That's right. Okay. Now we're at the oil filter. So people, that's your oil filter right there on the side. So Bobby's going to go ahead and reach down there, get that thing untwisted to the left. To the left, to the left.
I'll be Beyonce style.
In a box to the left. If I bought it, please don't touch it.
What happened?
Well, good thing we drained most of the oil already, so. Okay. There we go. And then just drop it on the floor. But hey, that's the only drop we spilled, boys. All right. Now, it's time for new oil. We got the oil filter pulled. It's time to just throw that bolt back on and finish our oil change.
Okay.
Torque specs on this are till it's tight.
Till it's tight. Very descriptive.
All right. There we go. All right, up to the top, and let's fill this puppy with oil. Okay, so for today, we're using the STP S16XL large. Some 10W30. I don't know if we're gonna need that second one, but I'll have to double check how many quarts we need. But here we go. we're gonna put a little bit of this in the filter, rub that on and tighten it down. And I just splash a little bit on that filter. Or yeah, just use your finger, rub that rubber gasket all the way around. I don't even know if this is needed, but this is what I've always done.
Yeah, that's just been the instructions.
Yeah, that's the way my dad taught me. That's the way I'm teaching Bobby.
Okay.
Okay, then we go screw it on.
Don't do this to me. All right. What's the torque specs, Tyler?
Snug.
Snug?
Some of these as oil filter wrenches, it's snug and I call it good. So, okay, it's snug. Now we got the oil filter, we got the funnels. Let's fill her up.
Not gonna slip. All right.
So we did just Google it and confirm the Jeep 4.0 liter does take 6 quarts. So that thing is 5 quarts, or what'd you say? 4.
Not the, or also 4.73 liters.
4.73 liters, and then we've got over here 1 more quart. So there we go. This will be finished up, and I'll give you a full breakdown of everything else.